The first time I met my girlfriend's parents, her childhood friend suddenly started trembling, pointed a shaking finger at me, and screamed, "That's him! That's the piece of trash who bullied me for 3 years in high school." The warmth in the room evaporated instantly. He dropped to his knees, wailing with gut-wrenching agony. There were no cameras in the bathrooms, so of course you won't admit it. My girlfriend looked at me, her eyes filling with sudden suspicion. I smiled, pulled out my phone, and opened my background check verification page. It was blank regarding education. "Sorry," I said calmly. "I started working construction to support my family when I was 16. I never set foot inside a high school." Before the interruption, the atmosphere at the dinner table had been perfect. Maya squeezed my hand gently under the table, her eyes smiling. Her dad, George Bennett, had just finished his third glass of wine with me. His face was flushed, and he was becoming talkative. "Jack, Maya tells me you're doing great at the firm. Young and ambitious." "You're too kind, George. Just doing my job," I said, placing a prime rib on Maya's plate. She winked at me. Her mom, Susan, came out of the kitchen with a tureen of clam chowder. Her gaze, initially critical when I first arrived, had softened significantly. The soup was excellent, and when I complimented it, Susan beamed. That was when the doorbell rang. Who could that be at this hour? Maya stood up to answer it. Then I heard her surprised voice. "Liam, what are you doing here?" The guy who walked in looked scholarly, wearing thin, wire-rimmed glasses and carrying a fruit basket. "George," and Susan immediately lit up. "Liam's here. Come in, come in. Have you eaten?" Susan, George. "Just got off work and thought I'd drop by." Liam smiled, then turned his gaze toward me. "And this is my boyfriend, Jack Miller," Maya introduced us. "Jack, this is Liam Cole. We grew up together." I stood up and extended my hand. "Nice to meet you." Liam's hand brushed mine, then froze. The smile vanished from his face, replaced by a look of sheer terror, his eyes widening as if he were staring at a monster. His lips started to quiver, and he took a stumbling step back. "Liam?" Maya asked, confused. The next second, Liam pointed at me and shrieked, a sound so sharp it hurt my ears. "It's him! It's him!" The entire table froze. Liam was shaking violently, looking like he was about to fall apart. He stared at me with pure hatred, his eyes instantly turning red. 3 years of high school. The guy who led the pack and bullied me for 3 years. "It's him!" His voice cracked into a sob, cornering me in the bathroom, dumping ice water on me, taking photos, forcing me to eat chalk dust. It was him. The air in the room solidified. I frowned. "I think you've got the wrong person." "Wrong person?" Liam laughed tragically, tears actually streaming down his face. "I'll never forget that face as long as I live. You and that gang, waiting for me after school every day. I was too scared to even tell my parents." Maya's face went pale. Liam explained clearly. "What bullying?" "It's him, Maya." Liam turned to her, his voice tearing at his throat. "Bullying me back then wasn't enough. Now he has to take you away too. Do you know what my life has been like these past few years? Depression, anxiety, 3 years of therapy." George put down his wine glass, his expression darkening. Susan covered her mouth, looking from me to Liam. I kept my voice calm. "I'm going to ask you again. Are you sure you haven't mistaken me for someone else? I've never met you." Liam suddenly collapsed to his knees with a heavy thud. The sound of bone hitting hardwood made everyone jump. See, bullies never admit it," he cried, his body convulsing, forehead pressed against the floor. "Yeah, there are no cameras in the restrooms, so you can spin it however you want. You say you've never met me? Then what about these scars? What about the nightmares I've had for years?" He yanked up his sleeve. There were indeed several faint, jagged scars on his forearm. Maya gasped. Susan rushed to help him up. "Liam, get up first. Speak slowly." "Susan." Liam looked up, his face wet with tears. "You can't let Maya be with him. This kind of person is rotten to the core. He acts human now, but what about later? Will he treat Maya right?" George's gaze felt like a knife digging into me. "Jack." His voice was ice cold. "Do you have anything to say?" I opened my mouth. Maya looked at me, her eyes a mix of shock, confusion, and a trace of wavering trust one hadn't seen before. Her hand withdrew from mine under the table. Liam was still sobbing, his shoulders heaving like a child who had suffered immense wrong. "I have genuinely never seen him before," I said, enunciating every word. "And I have never bullied anyone." Liam gave a wretched laugh. "Listen to him. It's always the same script. That's what he told the teachers back then, too." Susan helped Liam to the sofa and handed him tissues. George stood up and walked over to me. "Jack, you should go home for tonight." His tone left no room for negotiation. "We need to get to the bottom of this." I looked at Maya. She bit her lip and avoided my eyes. I took a deep breath and grabbed my jacket. At the door, I looked back. Liam was leaning on Susan's shoulder, weeping, while George patted his back soothingly. Just as I turned, Liam lifted his face from Susan's shoulder. Across the living room, his gaze cut through his tears and messy bangs, locking onto me with surgical precision. The corner of his mouth twitched upward, a fleeting cold sneer. Then he buried his face again, his shoulders resuming their tremors. The door closed behind me. I stood in the hallway, the night breeze chilling my sweat. I pulled out my phone. The screen showed a message Maya had sent 5 minutes ago. "Don't be nervous. My dad looks scary, but he's a teddy bear." I stared at those words for a long time. Then I opened Google and typed Liam Cole. The search bar auto-completed, Liam Cole High School Bullying. I clicked it. I stood in that hallway for 10 minutes. My phone remained silent. Maya didn't text again. The elevator doors opened and closed. A neighbor gave me a curious look. I pressed the button, the metal doors reflecting my face. Calm, almost surprisingly so. Back in my car, I didn't start the engine immediately. I checked the search results for Liam Cole High School Bullying. There were indeed several posts, all from about a year ago. The content was similar. Anonymous users recounting bullying experiences without naming names, but the scenarios matched what Liam had just described. Bathrooms, cold water photos. One post mentioned a city, Detroit, West Side High. I tossed my phone onto the passenger seat. Detroit, 300 miles from where I live now. As I started the engine, my phone rang. It was Maya. I answered but didn't speak. Silence stretched on the line for a few seconds before her voice came through, soft and hesitant. "Jack, are you home?" "In the car." "Oh." She paused again. Liam just sent me some things." "What things?" "Photos." Maya's voice dropped lower. "And medical records." He said, "You want me to see what kind of person you really are?" My grip on the steering wheel tightened. "And what do you think?" "I don't know," she said honestly. "The person in the photos really looks like you. It's blurry, but the profile, the height." "Send them to me." "Are you sure?" "Send them." The notification chimed almost immediately. I pulled over and opened the images. The first was clearly taken surreptitiously. The frame was shaky and blurred. A group of boys surrounded one person who had his head down. The tallest of the group had his face turned in profile. The haircut, height, and posture did look like me at first glance. But the clothes were wrong. I had never worn that blue and white varsity jacket. The second image was a medical record. Detroit General Hospital. Diagnosis: major depressive disorder, PTSD. Patient name: Liam Cole. Date: 3 years ago. The third was a photo of a handwritten diary entry, the script messy. "They came again. The leader wore new shoes today, stepped on my hand, said I got them dirty, and made me lick them clean." I zoomed in on the blurry photo. I stared at it for 3 full minutes. Then I took a screenshot, circled the ear of me in the photo, and sent it back to Maya. "This guy has a mole on his earlobe," I typed. "Doi." Maya didn't reply immediately. 2 minutes later, she called back, sounding flustered. "Jack," Liam said, "that mole might have been removed later. Or maybe the photo is just blurry." I laughed. "He's got a vivid imagination." "Don't be like that," Maya said, her tone urgent. "He's crying so hard. Even my mom is crying with him. He said he almost killed himself back then. His family still keeps sleeping pills locked up." "So," I interrupted her, "you believe him?" Only the sound of breathing came from the other end. After a long while, she said, "I don't know who to believe. But Liam, he looks like he's in so much pain. And that evidence." "That's not evidence," I said. "That's props." "What do you mean?" "I mean, if someone wants to spin a story, they have to prepare some props." Maya inhaled sharply. "Jack, if you really did it, we can face it together. Apologize, make amends." I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I said, "Maya, you've known me for a year. When have I ever talked to you about my high school days?" She paused. "Because I didn't go to high school." I enunciated every word clearly. The year my dad died in that factory accident, I was 16. The family was drowning in debt, and my mom was working 3 jobs. I worked days as an apprentice at an auto shop, nights managing a cyber cafe, and studied for my GED at dawn. I never set foot inside any high school as a student. Detroit? I've been there exactly twice in my life. Once to deliver a car part, and once last year for a business trip, both times for less than a day. The other end of the line went completely silent. Only static hummed in the void. "Give me 3 days," I said. 3 days, and I will prove all of this is a lie. "And if you can't?" Maya asked quietly. "Then you should consider yourself lucky you saw my true colors early." After hanging up, I restarted the car. In the rearview mirror, my face remained calm, but my fingers tapped rapidly on the steering wheel. The first thing I did when I got home was open my laptop. Search Detroit West Side High Yearbook. I found a graduating class photo from 3 years ago. I scanned face after face. In the second to last row, I found Liam. He was thinner than he was now, hair longer, head down. I also found the bullying clique he mentioned. There were indeed several guys who seemed to stick together. The ringleader was a tall guy, named Jack something, but his face was obscured in the group shot. But it wasn't me. It absolutely wasn't me. I took screenshots and saved them. Then I dug out my own photos from those years. Ages 16 to 19. Me covered in grease at the garage. Me working the graveyard shift at the internet cafe. Me in a cramped apartment studying textbooks. Not a single photo showed me in a varsity jacket. Not a single background was a school. By 2 a.m., I had compiled all the materials into a simple PDF. Timeline, photo comparisons, geolocation proof. I emailed it to Maya with a single line. Round 1. Sent. Before the phone screen went dark, I saw the date. The 3-day countdown had begun. At 6 a.m., I was woken by a phone call. It wasn't Maya. It was her dad, George. Jack, come to the house. His tone was hard as granite. Now, George, I have a meeting this morning. Take time off. He cut me off. Liam is here too. We need to clear this up today. I sat up and checked my phone. Maya hadn't replied to the email or sent any messages. 40 minutes later, I rang the Bennett's doorbell. Maya opened it. Her eyes were puffy, and she dodged my gaze. The air pressure in the living room was suffocating. Liam sat on the sofa, head down, clutching a tissue. Susan sat beside him, patting his back rhythmically. George stood by the window smoking. Seeing me enter, he crushed the cigarette out. Sit, he said. I sat in the armchair directly facing Liam. Jack's here, George said, walking to the sofa. Let's put everything on the table. Liam, tell us what happened again. Details. Liam looked up, his eyes severely swollen. He glanced at me and immediately shrank back, like a conditioned reflex of fear. It was 3 years of high school. His voice was hoarse. He let 4 or 5 guys block me after school every day, took my money, tore up my homework. Once they locked me in the gym equipment room all night. Do you remember the exact dates? I asked. Liam froze. What? The 3 years of high school you mentioned. Specifically, which years? It was just the 3 years of high school. His voice rose. Who remembers specific dates from days filled with that kind of pain? But surely you remember your graduating class? I pulled out my phone. West Side High, Detroit. You graduated in 2018, right? Liam's expression shifted. You investigated me? You claimed I bullied you for 3 years, so I should at least be in the same graduating class as you. I pulled up the graduation photo. This is the class photo. You're in it. Point me out. Where am I? The living room fell silent. Liam stared at the phone screen, his lips moving. It's been so long. I can't remember everyone. You can't remember your classmates, but you clearly remember your bully? I zoomed in. Among these people, which one is me? Susan leaned in to look. Liam, on here. Maybe not the same homeroom. Liam blurted out. He was in the class next door? Yes, next door. That's why he's not in the class photo. I nodded and opened another file. West Side High class of 2018, all 12 homerooms. I found them all. I swiped the screen. Go ahead. Point. Which one is me? Liam's face started to turn white. He stared at the photos, his fingers trembling slightly. I was too scared to look at their faces back then. His voice dropped to a whisper. I always kept my head down. Too scared to look at faces. Yet you remember exactly what I look like? Recognized me instantly yesterday. Some memories are carved into your bones. Liam covered his face, shoulders shaking again. George frowned. Jack, what is this attitude? Liam is the victim here. It's normal for him to be emotionally unstable. George, I'm asking basic questions. I turned to Liam. You said I bullied you. You must know my name, right? What was my name? Liam jerked his head up. What do you mean? Do bullies introduce themselves to their victims? Then how did you know my name is Jack Miller? Maya introduced you yesterday. So before yesterday, you didn't know the name of the person who bullied you? I stared him down. Then how are you sure I'm him? Liam's breathing became ragged. Susan quickly tried to smooth things over. Okay, let's not get agitated. Susan, I'm not agitated. I stood up. I'm using logic. He says I bullied him, yet he doesn't know my name, can't recall my face clearly, and can't give specific dates. The only evidence is a blurry photo, and that photo is fake. How dare you say it's fake? Liam stood up too. I reopened the blurry photo and cast it to the TV. Everyone looked. This photo was taken surreptitiously, it's blurry, But if you look closely, there's a problem. I zoomed in on the shoes of the me in the photo. These shoes, Nike Air Force One Utility Limited Edition. They were released last March. He claims high school was 5 years ago. Someone 5 years ago wearing shoes released last year? Deathly silence filled the living room. Liam's mouth hung open, unable to form a word. Maya stared blankly at the screen, then at Liam. I continued, zooming into the background. This billboard. It says Kung Fu Tea 1000th location. That brand didn't enter the Detroit market until 2 years ago. 5 years ago, this spot was a bookstore. The photo is fake. I turned off the screen. Either it was taken recently, or it's photoshopped. Liam's legs gave out, and he collapsed back onto the sofa. No. No. He shook his head. Maybe I remembered the dates wrong. Or you're completely lying. I finished for him. Susan's hand slowly lifted from Liam's back. George's face was ashen as he looked at Liam. Liam, what is going on? George, do you believe him or me? Liam suddenly screamed, crying out. Why would I lie about something like this? What good does it do me? He turned to Maya, tears flooding his face. Maya, we grew up together. You know who I am. Would I use my own trauma to frame someone? Maya bit her lip hard. Liam grabbed at the last straw. Maybe the photo. Maybe I got the timing wrong. But the bullying was real. The pain was real. I just mistook him. Yes, I identified the wrong person. He pointed at me, finger trembling. You look too much like him. Really too much. I have PTSD. My memory gets confused. It's normal. So you admit I'm not the guy? I asked. I just might have mistaken you. Might have. I nodded. Okay. I grabbed my jacket and walked toward the door. Jack, Maya called out. I looked back at her. Did you get the email? She nodded. Did you read it? She was silent. Talk to me when you've read it. I opened the door. And tell Liam, if it's just a case of mistaken identity, he should be apologizing right now. Instead of sitting there, continuing the performance. As the door closed, I heard Liam's hysterical sobbing, and George's voice suppressing rage. Liam, you need to explain this to me right now. The elevator descended. I leaned against the wall and closed my eyes for a second. My phone buzzed. Maya sent 2 words, I'm sorry. I didn't reply. While I walked out of the building, the sunlight was blinding. I squinted and saw someone standing by the flower bed. Maya's cousin, Travis Ford, holding a coffee, looking like he'd been waiting a while. He saw me and raised his cup in a toast. What a coincidence, he said. Not really. Travis smiled and handed me a card. IT director at a tech firm. I heard about last night, he said, taking a sip. Interesting. Which part do you find interesting? All of it. Travis looked at me. If you need help, call me. Why help me? I'm not helping you. He shrugged. I just hate liars. He turned to leave, then glanced back. By the way, Liam posted a little essay in the family group chat last night. 3,000 words. Great prose. You want to see? I opened my phone and found the group. Scrolling to the bottom, I saw Liam's long post. Title: Some Wounds Never Heal. I scoffed and locked the screen. Finished? Travis asked. Title was enough, I said. Travis laughed, waved, and walked away. I stood in the sunlight and reopened my phone. I replied to Maya's message. Round 2. Maya didn't reply to round 2. But Travis sent me a screenshot. In the family group chat, under Liam's essay, Susan had replied with 3 hug emojis. George wrote, You've suffered so much, son. Several other relatives chimed in with comfort. Liam sent a voice memo. I tapped it. A tearful voice played. Thank you, Aunt Susan, Uncle George. I just didn't want Maya to get hurt. Travis's chat bubble popped up. Oscar-worthy. I didn't reply. At work, I was distracted during the meeting. The project manager was talking about quarterly stats, but I was staring at the PowerPoint, seeing Liam's tear-streaked face. After the meeting, Mike from my team leaned in. Jack, you okay? You look rough. I'm fine. I grabbed my mug to get water. In the break room, 2 other colleagues were chatting. When I walked in, their voices dropped to a hush. Back at my desk, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. Hello. Is this Jack Miller? A female voice, icy cold. I'm the alumni liaison for Westside High in Detroit. We received a complaint stating you were involved in severe campus bullying. I never went to Westside. The complainant provided evidence. Fake evidence. She paused. We need to verify. If you don't cooperate, we may have to contact your current employer. Contact them, I said. It'll help prove my innocence. After hanging up, I looked up the number. It was actually the public line for the Westside Alumni Association. Liam's reach was longer than I thought. At lunch, Mike leaned over again, looking awkward. Jack, did you piss someone off? What? He handed me his phone. A hot thread on a local forum with a glaring title. Reunited with my bully years later. He's dating the girl I secretly love. I clicked it. The OP's ID was Wounded Buck. The writing style matched Liam's family chat essay perfectly, but more sensational. It detailed how the bully tortured him, caused his depression, and ruined his youth. No names were mentioned, but the description of the bully's current job matched mine perfectly. The comments section had exploded. Scum needs to die. Dox him. Hugs to OP. You have to expose him. Scrolling down, a comment read, think he works at my company. Last name Miller. 300 upvotes. I put the phone down. Mike asked cautiously, Jack, this isn't true, right? What do you think? I don't believe it. Obviously, he said quickly. But someone posted the link in the company group chat. I opened the main company chat. Sure enough, an anonymous account had dropped the link. Although the admin withdrew it quickly, a string of question mark and exclamation point remained. Private messages started popping up. Jack, what's going on? Need help clearing this up? Manager wants to see you. I got up and went to Mr. Henderson's office. He closed the door, looking serious. Jack, I don't care if this is true or false. It's affecting the company's image. It's slander. Then fix it fast. Mr. Henderson tapped his desk. The company gives you 3 days. If it's not handled, you know the consequences. 3 days. Same timeline I gave Maya. Back at my desk, I reopened the thread. Wounded Buck had just updated. Thank you all for the concern. I've contacted his company and am gathering evidence for a lawsuit. This time, I won't stay silent. Below it, a chorus of cheers. I took a screenshot and saved it. Then I registered a new account and replied, OP, you said the bullying happened at Westside High in Detroit, 2015 to 2018, correct? 5 minutes later, OP replied, yes. The darkest 3 years of my life. I typed, what a coincidence my cousin was in that class. You said the ringleader's name was Miller. Can you mention any nickname or distinct feature he had back then? Maybe I can help confirm who it is. OP went silent. 10 minutes later, he replied, I don't want to recall the details. It's too painful. Just one feature I pressed, like a habit or a specific jacket he wore, or what you guys called him. Another long pause. Opie replied, he liked wearing a black bomber jacket. We all called him Jacko. Black jacket. Jacko. I smiled. Screenshot. Sent to Travis. Check if there was a guy in that West Side class who wore a black jacket and went by Jacko. Travis replied instantly, on it. By the way, Liam went to Maya's house today. Brought fruit and tears. Said he wants to formally apologize because he might have mistaken the person. And Maya? Locked herself in her room. Didn't see him. I leaned back in my chair. My phone buzzed again. Maya. Jack, Liam just left. He said, he might have really mistaken you, but insists you look exactly like the guy in his memory. So? He says he wants to apologize to you in person. No need. He also said, Maya typed and deleted several times. He said even if it isn't you, he hopes you can understand him because his trauma is real. I stared at that sentence for a long time. I replied, so? Because he was hurt, his slander against me is forgivable? I didn't mean that. Then what do you mean? The typing indicator flashed for a full minute. Finally, she sent, you're under a lot of pressure lately, right? With the company. How do you know about the company? Maya didn't reply. I understood. Liam told her. He was apologizing with one hand and spreading rumors with the other. I opened my chat history with Liam. It was empty. We hadn't added each other. I searched his number and sent a friend request. No, let's talk. 5 minutes passed. No acceptance. I sent another request. Scared? This time, accepted instantly. Liam sent a crying cat emoji. Jack, I'm so sorry. I really might have made a mistake. I typed directly. The forum post. You wrote it. What post? Reunited with my bully. I don't know what you're talking about. IP addresses can be traced, I said. Do you need to get the police involved? Typing. Appear for a long time. Finally. I just needed a place to vent my pain. I didn't name you, but you dropped the link in my company group chat. That wasn't me. Then how do you know about my company group chat? Liam stopped replying. I continued. Liam, last chance? Delete the post, public clarification, apology to me. Or deal with the consequences. 10 minutes later, he replied. Not with text, but a photo. It was his wrist, fresh scratches, beads of blood seeping out. Caption. Are you happy only if you drive me to death? I saved the photo, then replied. Round 3. I blocked him. On my computer, a message from Travis popped up. Found 2 guys with Jack in their name or nickname back then. One transferred sophomore year. The other, Jack Reynolds, died in a car crash senior year. Died? Yeah, April 2018. DUI hit a guardrail. Died on the scene. I looked at the timeline in Liam's post. He claimed the bullying lasted until graduation. But if the real bully died in April 2018, where did the painful memories of the last 2 months come from? I screenshot Jack Reynolds' yearbook photo and sent it to Travis. Does this guy look like me? Travis replied quickly. He's heavier, shorter. Doesn't look like you at all. But there's one similarity. He also liked wearing black bomber jackets. And he was indeed a notorious troublemaker at school. I stared at the stranger's face in the photo. Suddenly, I understood. Liam didn't completely invent the story. He just recast the lead role. He replaced a dead man who couldn't defend himself with me. My phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number, just one line. Give up. You can't win. I deleted the text and opened my laptop. Search. Detroit, April 2018 traffic accident death records. I found Mr. Henderson and asked for 2 days of leave. He looked at me with complicated eyes. Jack, about the post. Resolved by tomorrow, I said. You sure? Positive. He didn't ask more and approved it. As I walked out, I heard whispers behind me, but I didn't turn around. Travis was waiting for me at the coffee shop downstairs. Found it. He spun his laptop around. Jack Reynolds. April 12th, 2018, early morning. River Road, Detroit. DUI hit the guardrail. Front of the car, total, died instantly. The photo was grainy, but the car model was visible. A black sedan twisted into scrap metal. Anyone else in the car? I asked. No, just him. Travis scrolled down. But interestingly, the accident report mentions a phone found in the passenger seat. Screen smashed, but still powered on. He zoomed in on the details. Crime scene photo. Indeed, a phone on the passenger seat. Police contacted the family, but they said it wasn't Jack Reynolds' phone. Travis said it was processed as unclaimed property. What was on the phone? Don't know. Report doesn't say. Travis looked at me. But guess why Jack Reynolds was driving drunk on River Road at 3 a.m.? I shook my head. 2 miles past the crash site is the back entrance to West Side High. Travis pulled up a map. And that was a Thursday, not a weekend. A high school senior, drunk driving to his school at 3 a.m. alone. He might have been chasing someone, I said, or being chased. We locked eyes. Travis closed the laptop. These are just theories. No proof. The proof is with Liam, I said. What are you going to do? Ask him directly. Travis raised an eyebrow. He'll talk. No, I stood up. But he'll panic. I texted Maya. I need to see Liam. Now. With you present. She replied instantly. Where? Your house isn't convenient. Public place. We settled on a coffee shop on the 2nd floor of the mall. Lunchtime, not crowded, corner table. When I arrived, Liam was already there. He was huddled in the sofa, wearing a mask and hat. Seeing me, his shoulders jerked. Maya sat opposite him, her coffee untouched. I pulled out a chair and sat down. Jack. Maya started to say something. I raised a hand to stop her and looked straight at Liam. Jack Reynolds has been dead for 3 years. Did you know that? Liam's mask shifted. Who? Jack Reynolds. I stared into his eyes. West Side High, 1 year ahead of you. Loved black bomber jackets. Nicknamed Jacko. April 12th, 2018, DUI crash, died on the scene. Liam's fingers knotted together. I don't know him. His voice was weak. Then how did you know he liked black jackets? I asked. How did you know his nickname? I don't know what you're talking about. I slid my phone over. Jack Reynolds' graduation photo was on the screen. This guy, he's the prototype for the bully in your memory, right? Liam stared at the photo, his pupils visibly contracting. He suddenly stood up. What gives you the right to investigate me? And what gives you the right to frame me? You sat motionless. Because Jack Reynolds is dead? Dead men tell no tales? So you pin his deeds on me, since he can't deny it. And I look a little bit like your memory of him? No. Liam's voice pitched high. I didn't. Maya grabbed his arm. Liam, calm down. How can I calm down? He threw off Maya's hand, pointing at me. He's forcing me. Maya, can't you see? He's deflecting. I don't know who this Reynolds guy is. He just found a random photo to whitewash himself. People in the cafe started looking over. I opened another file. This is Jack Reynolds' social media. Stopped updating 3 years ago. I scrolled. But his last post is interesting. April 11th, 2018, 11 p.m. A photo of a KTV room, table full of bottles. Caption, teaching a certain straight, a student a lesson tonight. There were 2 comments below, glaring in retrospect. Get him, Jacko. And did you get it on video? Liam's face went ghastly white. Under this post, there was originally a 3rd comment. I zoomed in on the screenshot, but it was deleted. The commenter was Reynolds' deskmate. He said, Jacko, does that nerd really have the guts to tell the teacher? I looked up at Liam. Was the nerd Reynolds' deskmate talked about? You. No. Liam practically screamed. You forged this. Police have accident files. We can request to pull them. I said, do I need to call the cops right now and ask them to reopen the investigation into this traffic accident? Liam froze in place. Maya looked at him, then at me, her gaze slowly turning cold. Liam. Her voice was soft. That night, were you really there? I wasn't. I didn't know Jack Reynolds. I was home studying that night. Liam was babbling. Jack Miller is framing me. You. Suddenly he clutched his chest, gasping for air, sliding down toward the floor. Pills. My pills. Maya frantically helped him, fishing a small bottle from his pocket. I stepped back, watching coldly. Liam swallowed the pills, leaning on Maya's shoulder, panting, tears streaming down. Maya, I don't feel good. Take me to the hospital. Maya helped him stand, looking at me with reproach in her eyes. Jack, pushing him like this. I'm finding the truth, I said. He's acting, Liam said weakly. Let's go. I don't want to see him. As they walked out, I called to Maya. Wait. Maya turned back. I walked over and gently pulled a folded piece of paper from the edge of Liam's other pocket. Liam tried to snatch it, but his weakness made him slow. I unfolded it. It was a printed screenshot of the forum post, specifically the 2 probing comments I had posted that morning. The timestamp, 10 a.m. today. Before Liam's episode, his phone had been on the table the whole time. You said you don't check the forums. I held the paper in front of his eyes. Then what is this? Liam's breathing became truly rapid. This time, it wasn't acting. I was just. You were monitoring public opinion in real time to see if I was getting close to the truth. I pocketed the paper. Great acting, but you messed up the props. Maya let go his arm. She stepped back, looking at Liam, her eyes completely cold. Liam, she said, you've been lying to me this whole time, haven't you? Maya, listen to me. Answer me. Her voice trembled. Does Jack Reynolds' death have anything to do with you? Liam opened his mouth, but no sound came out. Outside the cafe window, the sun was harsh. I picked up my jacket and said to Maya, take him to the hospital. Remember to check him into the psych ward. As I walked out, I heard Liam's breakdown, sobbing loudly, and Maya's icy voice. Don't contact me again. Going down the elevator, I got a text from Travis. Just found out. The night Reynolds crashed, the 911 call was made by a passerby. But the first vehicle on the scene was a taxi. The driver says he saw a boy running away from the direction of the crash and flagging down his cab. Description. Matches Liam. I replied, proof? Driver remembers because it was his son's birthday. I found his trip logs. He was in the area. Can he testify? He's willing, but he only knows it was a student-looking kid. Can't be 100% sure it was Liam. I walked out of the mall, sun hitting my face. My phone buzzed again. Maya. Jack, I'm sorry. I didn't reply. She sent another one quickly. Liam said in the car. That night, Reynolds chased him out. He said Reynolds wanted to beat him up. He ran for his life. Reynolds chased in the car. Then, the accident happened. I looked at the text for a long time. Finally typed. Does he know why Reynolds was chasing him? He said because Reynolds found out he secretly filmed their bullying. Where's the video? He said he deleted it long ago. I stood by the street and smiled. Finally, found a loose thread. Travis was efficient. By noon the next day, he sent an address. Detroit, Old Town District, Happy Valley Apartments, Building 3, App 402. Jack Reynolds' older sister, Sarah Reynolds. Her husband's name is Lee, so neighbors call her Mrs. Lee, but let's stick to Sarah. Travis said on the phone. I contacted her. She's willing to meet. What did she say? She said she's felt guilty all these years, feels responsible for her brother's death. Travis paused, and she knows about Reynolds bullying people. That afternoon, I drove to Detroit. 4 hours later, I arrived at Happy Valley Apartments as dusk settled. It was a walk up. I climbed to the 4th floor and knocked on 402. A woman in her 30s opened the door. Thin, eyes red. Jack Miller. Her voice was hoarse. I nodded. She let me in. The apartment was small, but immaculate. On the coffee table sat several framed photos. One was Jack Reynolds' graduation picture. Sit, Sarah said, pouring water. Mr. Ford told me everything. Liam Cole is still accusing people. Accusing me, I said. She gave a bitter smile. Figures. Figures what? After my brother died, Liam came here once. Sarah sat opposite me. He said he was Jack's classmate, came to pay respects. But that day, he kept asking if Jack left anything behind. What things? Phone, laptop, USB drives. Specifically electronics. Sarah looked at the photo frame. I didn't think much of it at the time. I just said his phone broke in the crash, and everything else was burned. But actually, they weren't. I asked. Sarah was silent for a moment, then got up, and went into the bedroom. She came out holding a metal tin. Inside was a diary, several flash drives, and an old phone. I kept them. Her voice was low. My mom didn't want them, said it was bad luck. But I always felt Jacko's death wasn't simple. Maybe one day these things could explain it. She handed me the diary. Black hardcover. The first page was full of profanity. Messy handwriting, mostly bragging, cursing teachers, boasting about fights. I flipped to the pages from early 2018. The word nerd appeared. March 15. That nerd actually dared to tell the teacher we took his money. Blocked him tonight. Taught him a lesson. March 22. Nerd snitched again. Filmed it this time. See if he dares do it again. April 10. Nerd stole my phone. He has a death wish. The last page, April 11. Only one line. If I don't end him tonight, my name isn't Jack. I closed the diary. Is this nerd Liam? Sarah nodded. I asked Jacko's friends. They said it was a kid named Cole. Good grades, but always got picked on. Jacko and them. They filmed videos of him. Where are the videos? Sarah picked up a flash drive and plugged it in her laptop. A folder with dozens of video files appeared, named by date. She clicked the most recent one. April 10th, 2018. Shaky footage, smartphone angle. Inside a bathroom stall, a skinny boy crouched on the floor, holding his head. Several figures surrounded him. The one in front wore a black jacket, face unseen, but the voice was young and aggressive. Steal it. Go on, steal it. The boy cried, I didn't steal it. I just wanted my phone back. Your phone. The boy in black kicked him. It's mine now. The video cut off abruptly. Sarah closed the window, shoulders shaking. I watched it once. Never dared to watch it again. Liam said he deleted the videos. I said. He deleted the ones on his own phone, Sarah said. But Jacko had a habit of backing things up. These drives. He hid them under his bed slats. I only found them when cleaning out his room. I looked at the drives. Can I have a copy? You're going to make them public? Sarah looked up. Only to prove my innocence, I said. And the content here should make Liam tell the truth. Sarah hesitated for a long time, but finally nodded. While copying the files, I asked her, were you home the night Jack Reynolds died? Yes. Her eyes reddened. Before he left, we had a fight. I told him if he kept acting like a thug, he'd get killed eventually. And then, she covered her face, crying suppressed sobs. I stayed silent, letting her calm down. Liam called that night, she said suddenly. I froze. When? Around 10 p.m. Sarah wiped her tears. He called the landline, looking for Jacko. I said Jacko wasn't home, and he hung up. Later I thought about it. Jacko left at 9:30. If Liam knew Jacko wasn't home, why call the landline? Maybe to confirm he had left, I said. Sarah looked at me, fear in her eyes. Are you saying? I'm not saying anything. I pocketed the flash drive. I'll hand these over to the police. Jack Reynolds' death might need a reinvestigation. She nodded vigorously. Okay, if the truth can come out. When I left, it was dark. Sitting in the car, I got a text from Maya. Liam is hospitalized. Doctors say he's extremely unstable. His parents are here, saying they're going to sue you for defamation and physical threats. I replied, send me the address. I'm coming over. You're coming to the hospital? Some things need to be said face to face. Maya sent the address quickly, adding, his parents are very agitated. Be careful. I didn't reply and started the car. On the way, Travis called. New discovery, he said. I had a friend pull Liam's police record for back then. April 12th, 2018, early morning, 2 hours after Reynolds crashed. Liam called 911. For what? He claimed he was threatened with a knife. But when police arrived, they found no suspect, and Liam couldn't give details. They wrote it off as a false report, gave him a warning. Where is he now? Detroit General Psychiatric Ward. Travis paused. Meet me there? No, I said. But contact that taxi driver. Tell him to get ready to testify. Got it. I hung up and glanced at the metal tin on the passenger seat Sarah had shoved into my hands at the last minute. Might be useful, she'd said. Inside was a crumpled piece of paper with a number scrawled on it. 313 XXX XXXX. Jack Reynolds' number. And a small note. Nerd stole my phone, definitely trying to find this number. I stared at the digits, then typed them into my phone. Search on Messenger. The profile that popped up had a profile picture of a deer. Nickname, Buck. Detroit General, Psych Ward. The smell of antiseptic was thick. 2 people stood outside the ward door, clearly Liam's parents. They looked like him, faces etched with anxiety and hostility. Maya was there too, leaning against the wall. She straightened up when she saw me. You're Jack Miller? Liam's father stepped forward, blocking the door. That's me. You have the nerve to come here. Liam's mother shrieked. You drove my son to suicide. Are you happy now? Ma'am, he slandered me first, I said calmly. Slander? My son is in the hospital. What more do you want? She tried to shove me, but Maya intercepted. Mr. and Mrs. Cole, it's not what you think, Maya said. Maya, how can you help him? Mr. Cole looked heartbroken. You grew up with Liam. You know what kind of person he is? He's lying in there, wrists slashed. I asked directly, can I go in and talk to him? Impossible. Then please move aside. I'm finding a doctor. I stepped around them and pressed the nurse call button. A nurse arrived quickly. What's wrong? I'm a friend of Liam Cole. I have critical information regarding his treatment. I showed her my phone with Jack Reynolds' photo. Do you recognize this person? The nurse looked and shook her head. Please ask Liam if he knows a Jack Reynolds, I said. If he gets agitated, it means this name has significance to his trauma. What are you doing? Mrs. Cole lunged, but Mr. Cole held her back. The nurse hesitated, but went into the room. 30 seconds later, the sound of smashing glass came from inside, followed by Liam's uncontrolled scream. Get him out. Get him out. The nurse ran out, flustered. Patient is very unstable. Thanks. I pushed past her and walked into the room. Liam was sitting on the bed, face pale, wrist bandaged. Seeing me, he grabbed a water cup and hurled it. I dodged. It shattered against the wall. Get out, he screeched. Why is Jack Reynolds' phone number in your contacts? I held up my screen. Liam's scream caught in his throat. He stared wide-eyed at the profile picture, breathing turning rapid. I don't know what you're talking about. April 11th, 2018. That night, you messaged Jack Reynolds on this account. I pulled up the screenshot Travis sent. I have his stuff. If you want it, come find me. That's fake. Police can recover data, I said. And the taxi driver from that night is willing to testify he saw you running from the crash site. Liam's fingers gripped the sheets until his knuckles turned white. I didn't kill him. He chased me. Why did he chase you? Because he wanted the video back. Liam blurted out, then clamped his hand over his mouth. Deathly silence filled the room. In the doorway, his parents froze. Maya went white. I looked at Liam. So the video exists? No. Not like that. Then like what? I stepped closer. You say Reynolds bullied you, filmed you. So you stole his phone and threatened him with the video inside, resulting in him chasing you and crashing. Not threatening. Liam screamed. I just wanted him to delete it. Those videos. He filmed me. I couldn't take it. So that night, you lured him out to use the stolen phone as leverage to delete the videos? Tears streamed down Liam's face, but this time there was no performance, only raw terror. I just wanted my dignity back. But you didn't expect him to die. I finished. Liam broke down wailing, curling into a ball. Mrs. Cole rushed in and hugged him. Liam, don't be scared, Mom's here. Mom. Liam grabbed her hand. I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. Mr. Cole's face was ashen. He looked at me. Do you have proof of this? I opened the video on the flash drive, turning the volume to max. The sound of the bathroom stall, sobbing, kicks, insults. Liam screams. Mr. and Mrs. Cole's expressions went from shock to pain, then disbelief. When the video ended, only Liam's suppressed whimpering remained in the room. Jack Reynolds had backups, I said. But Liam didn't know. All these years, he lived in fear. Fear the videos would leak. Fear Reynolds' friends would retaliate. Fear people would find out he was involved in that night. Maya's voice trembled. So he tried to pin the past on someone else. Because dead men tell no tales. I looked at Liam. Reynolds is dead. He bullied you, that's a fact. Swap out the face, and the story becomes a tool for sympathy, a cover for the truth, and even what? Mr. Cole asked. Even if the plan worked, he could ruin my life and win back Maya's trust. I said, 2 birds, 1 stone. Liam jerked his head up, face wet with tears. No, I was just so scared. After Reynolds died, I had nightmares every day. I was scared his ghost would come for me. Scared the cops would trace it to me. So you played the victim for 3 years. I pocketed the drive. Until you saw me with Maya. You thought it was your chance. Someone who looked a little bit like Reynolds could be your new scapegoat. Mrs. Cole let go of her son, taking a step back. She looked at Liam, fear in her eyes for the first time. Liam, her voice shook. That night, did you really? Mom, I just wanted him to delete the videos. Liam clutched her hand. I didn't know he'd be drunk. I didn't know he'd chase me. When he crashed, I was hiding by the road watching. I didn't dare call the cops. Smack. Mr. Cole slapped him across the face. Hard. Liam clutched his cheek, stunned. You animal. Mr. Cole roared. You watched a man die and didn't call 911? And lied to everyone for 3 years. Dad. Don't call me Dad. Mister. Cole turned and walked out, stumbling. Mrs. Cole collapsed on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. I looked at Maya. She stood there, watching the scene, eyes hollow. Let's go, I said. She nodded mechanically and followed me out. In the hallway, nurses and visitors were peering out. We walked to the elevator before she spoke. Those videos, he suffered so much. Does that give him the right to destroy someone else? I asked. Maya shook her head, tears falling. I'm sorry. I can't believe I trusted him for so long. The elevator doors opened. We stepped in. As they closed, I heard Liam's hysterical screaming from the room, and Mrs. Cole's agonizing wail. What a sin! What a sin! Descending. Maya whispered, Jack, can we still? Let's deal with this mess first. I interrupted. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Leaving the hospital, night had fully fallen. I got a text from Travis. Driver is secured, ready to testify anytime. Also, Liam's parents just called me, asking if we can settle privately. I replied, call the police. Sure? Sure. I pressed send and looked up at the hospital tower. In one of those windows, Liam's life was collapsing. 3 days after the police report, detectives contacted me. 2 officers, one old, one young, in an interrogation room. The young one took notes. The older one, Detective Lee, spoke gently. Mr. Miller, we've reviewed the evidence. Lee slid a file across. Videos, diary, chat logs, taxi driver testimony. All verified. What does Liam say? He admitted to parts of it. Lee paused. Admitted Reynolds bullied him. Admitted stealing the phone. Admitted luring Reynolds out. But he insists he only wanted to force a deletion. Didn't expect the DUI or the crash. What about failure to render aid? I asked. He denies that. Lee shook his head. Claims he was terrified. Ran far away. Then called 911 from payphone. We checked. No record of a call from payphones in that area that night. He's lying. We know. Lee closed the file. But evidence is thin. The video proves bullying, not that he saw the crash and did nothing. Taxi driver only saw him running, didn't see him watching the crash. Chat logs don't prove intent to kill. I was silent. So that's it. Defamation is solid, the young cop interjected. He smeared you online, caused damages. We can pursue that. But Reynolds' death. Hard to pin criminal liability like manslaughter. Unless there's new evidence, Lee added. I remembered the metal tin Sarah gave me. Reynolds' phone. What happened to it? Family took it. Lee said. What? Liam went to the Reynolds house, specifically looking for that phone, I said. If something on it scared him. Lee sat up straighter. You think evidence is on the phone? Reynolds backed everything up. Maybe the phone has clues. The detectives looked at each other. Lee stood up. We need to contact Reynolds' family again. As they left, Travis walked in. How's it look? I explained. Travis frowned. So Liam gets hit with defamation? A few months probation, maybe. Looks like it. Cheap, Travis sneered. What about the online posts? I scrubbed them for you, but screenshots are out there. I cleared it with work, I said. My boss saw the police report, dropped the issue. And I looked out the window. She's helping handle things, but hasn't brought up us. Travis patted my shoulder. One thing at a time. That evening, Detective Lee called. Tone was different. Mr. Miller, come to the station. Now, he said. New discovery. When I arrived, Sarah was there, eyes swollen, clutching the old phone. Text recovered data from the deleted sector. Lee led me to a monitor. Found an audio recording. He pressed play. Noisy background. Sounds like a KTV. Jack Reynolds' drunk voice. That nerd. Dares to steal my phone. I'll kill him. Another voice. Jacko, he just texted. Says he's giving the videos to the cops. Reynolds laughed. He wouldn't dare. If those get out, how does he live? Besides, isn't his dad a security guard at his school? I'll tell his dad. Watch his dad beat him to death. The recording cut out, but the last sentence dropped the room temperature to 0. Liam's father was a security guard at West Side. I asked. Lee nodded. We verified. Yes. And Reynolds definitely threatened to tell him. So Liam stealing the phone wasn't just to delete videos, I said slowly. It was to protect his dad's job and dignity. Sarah covered her face, sobbing quietly. Lee played the next clip. Quiet environment this time. Breathing. Reynolds' voice, sober. If your dad knows you're getting filmed like that, where does he put his face? Does he keep his job? Liam's voice, crying, Jacko, please. Delete them. I'll do anything. Anything? Yeah. Okay. Do this for me. Reynolds laughed. Next month's mocks. Sit next to me. Show me your paper. Not just this time. Every time. Deal. Silence. Long silence. Then Liam's voice, barely a whisper. Okay. End of recording. This was a week before the crash, Lee said. We suspect Liam was coerced into academic dishonesty for a long time. That might have been the final straw leading to the theft. But with Reynolds dead, the coercion ended, I said. Liam was free, as long as he kept quiet. Lee nodded. So he chose silence, and even used the past to paint himself as a pure victim. My phone buzzed. Maya, Liam's parents want to see you. They're offering compensation. Hope you'll sign a letter of forgiveness. I replied. Where? My place. On my way. Travis wanted to come. I refused. I need to handle this myself. The atmosphere at Maya's was heavier than last time. Liam's parents sat on the sofa, looking 10 years older overnight. George and Susan were there too, expressions complex. Maya opened the door, whispering, they've been waiting an hour. I walked in. Mr. Cole stood up immediately, mouth opening but failing to speak. Mrs. Cole spoke first, voice raspy. Jack, Mr. Miller, we know Liam wronged you. We're willing to pay. Any amount. Just please. Give him a chance. She slid a bank card across the table. I didn't take it. Where is Liam? Hospital. Under police watch. Mrs. Cole wept. He's only 23. If he gets a criminal record, his life is ruined. When he tried to ruin mine, did he think about my life? I asked. Mrs. Cole choked. Mr. Cole took a deep breath and bowed deeply. Mr. Miller, we failed as parents. Blame us. Liam, he was a victim too. Victims can become perpetrators, I said. And when he became one, he knew exactly what he was doing. George spoke up. Jack, forgiveness is a virtue. Liam made a mistake, but no substantial harm was done. If I hadn't found proof, I looked at him. If I was fired, doxxed, lost my career, my reputation, lost Maya, would you call that no substantial harm? George fell silent. Susan tugged his sleeve. I turned to the Coles. I won't sign a letter of forgiveness. He faces the law. As for the money, I slid the car back. Keep it for his lawyer. Mrs. Cole broke down wailing. Mr. Cole held her, looking at me with hollow eyes, then nodded. Understood. We asked too much. They left, supporting each other. After the door closed, George sighed. Jack, was that too harsh? George, if I were the one going to jail today, would you think Liam was too harsh? He said nothing. Susan tried to smooth it over. Okay, it's over. Jack, stay for dinner. No thanks. I looked at Maya. Walk me down. She nodded. Silent in the elevator. Outside, she spoke. Don't take my dad's words to heart. I won't. I stopped. Maya, I know. She interrupted, smiling bitterly. You need time. So do I. I was too gullible. Not your fault. It is. She shook her head. Jack, when you feel ready, can we talk? I nodded. She turned to go, then looked back. By the way, Liam deleted the forum post. Posted an apology, admitting it was all lies. Anyone believe it? Some hate him, some pity him, she said. But your name is cleared. I watch her walk back inside. My phone rang. Detective Lee. Mr. Miller, Liam confessed. He admitted seeing Reynolds hit the guardrail and not calling 911 because he was scared of being implicated. Enough to charge? Leaving the scene / failure to report. It's tricky with the prosecution, Lee said. But defamation is a slam dunk. And the school is investigating the cheating ring. Others might go down. Thanks. Thank you, Lee said. Without you pushing, truth stays buried. I hung up looking at the sky. Clouds clearing, sunset breaking through. Text from Travis. Done. Drinks? On my way. Another text, unknown number. I'm sorry. Liam. The trial was 3 months later. I didn't go. Travis did. Liam pleaded guilty. Everything. Travis texted. Sentence? 6 months, suspended for a year. Lawyer fought hard. I didn't ask more. Back at the office, Mr. Henderson called me in. Jack, new client loved your work. I'm promoting you. Project lead. Mr. Henderson, I'm pretty junior. You're capable. You wave it off. HR will talk to you. 30% raise. Walking out might jump me. Jack, drinks on you. Fine weekend. No now. He pointed to the team, grinning, celebrating Jack's vindication. And the promotion. I smiled. Who leaked the promotion? HR intern. We had a hot place. Halfway through, Mike whispered, Jack, honestly, we doubted you for a sec. Normal. But we didn't believe the post, he added. Just thought someone was smearing you. The team toasted. To Jack. Steam rising. Phone buzzing. Maya sent a screenshot of the court docket. Liam Cole. Defamation. 6 months jail. 1 year probation. $20,000 damages to you. Public apology. Travis texted. Sentence is light. But Westside expelled him. Retroactively pulled his records. He was in grad school. Kicked out now. Dean said he's unfit. Also, the other bullies from Reynolds' crew got exposed. 2 were in government jobs, suspended now. Reynolds' case, insufficient evidence for manslaughter. But Liam is socially dead. I put the phone down. Mike asked, Jack, you good? Yeah. I ate a piece of beef. Just realized hot pot is really good. Everyone laughed. Walking home at 9 p.m., I stopped at a convenience store. The clerk squinted at me. You're that Jack Miller guy, right? I nodded. Saw the forum update. That Liam kid is a piece of work. I smiled, didn't speak. Oh, a girl was looking for you earlier, he said. Waited a bit, just left. What did she look like? Pretty, short hair, beige coat. Maya. I walked out and saw her under the streetlight. Why didn't you go up? I asked. Afraid you had company. She joked, weakly. Silence. Liam was sentenced, she said. I know. His parents sold their house. Moving out of state. Maya looked at her shoes. Mom visited them. Said Mrs. Cole lost so much weight. And Dad said, reap what you sow. She looked up. Jack, my parents want to take you to dinner. Apology tour? Sort of. She smiled. And to thank you for not hating me. I don't hate you. You should. She was serious. I was weak. Almost ruined you. I looked at her. Streetlight catching her eyelashes. Maya, if I hadn't found proof, I would have kept looking, even if everything pointed to me. Even then, she nodded. Because I know you. I just needed time to see clearly. We stood there. Night breeze cooling. Want to come up? I asked. She shook her head. Not tonight. After the dinner. Okay. She turned, then stopped. Oh, Liam's settlement money. His parents sent it to me to give to you. I'll transfer it. Don't, I said. Donate it. Where? Anti-bullying nonprofit. Her eyes lit up. Okay. And I called out. I'm buying dinner. She laughed. Deal. Watching her walk away, I went upstairs. Apartment empty. Phone buzzed. Liam's number. He hadn't changed it yet. Long text, Jack. I know you didn't block my parents, so I'm using Mom's phone. Last time contacting you. We move tomorrow. Somewhere nobody knows us. Sorry is meaningless now, but I am. Sorry I ruined your life for 3 months. Sorry I weaponized my trauma. Sorry I became the thing I hated. Maya is a good girl. Be happy. Don't reply. Numbers getting disconnected. Liam. I read it twice. Typed. Good luck. Sent. No error. Minutes later, a reply. Thanks. Sent another. Message send failure. Disconnected. I put the phone down. Outside, city lights like scattered stars. Somewhere, the Coles were packing boxes. Somewhere, Sarah was looking at her brother's photo. Maya was in a cab. Everyone returning to orbit. Just slightly altered trajectories. Travis texted. Round 2? Coming. At the barbecue spot, Travis handed me a beer. Cheers. Cheers. Halfway through, Travis said, my little sister got bullied in high school. I looked at him. That's why I hate it. He drank. Not the bullies. The Liams. Using pain to hurt others. How's she now? Married. Kid. Happy. He smiled. Still has scars on her wrist, though. Silence. Jack, Travis said, ever think, if Liam hadn't recognized you, or you weren't with Maya, none of this would have happened? I have. And I think it was inevitable. I said, Liam's thorn would have pricked someone eventually. If not me, someone else. Travis nodded. True. But I raised my bottle. Here's to me. Fast reflexes. Didn't die. Travis laughed. To you. Be drunk till dawn. Walking home. Wind sobering me up. Maya texted. Charity contacted me. Thank you for the donation. Asked if you'd volunteer. I said I'd ask. Sure. Also, dinner Saturday. Your pick. Okay. Saturday night, I arrived early. Maya texted she was stuck in traffic. Parents already there. Entering the private room, George and Susan stood up. Awkward tension. Jack's here, sit, sit. Susan was warmer than ever. Order the specials. Add whatever you like. Whatever you guys like is fine. I added 2 dishes Maya liked. Susan rubbed her hands. Jack, about before. We really are sorry. We were old and confused. It's past, Susan. Yes, yes. She nodded. But we feel terrible. Dinner's on us. George coughed. Jack, heard you got promoted? Yeah, project lead. Good. Young man with a future. Just doing my job. Susan put fish on Maya's plate. She'd just arrived, flushed from the cold. Maya's busy too, studying for some certification. Paralegal, Maya said. Exam next month. Why law suddenly? I asked. She looked at me and smiled. Can't just cry next time something happens, right? George and Susan exchanged looks, silent. Near the end, Maya's phone rang. She checked it, face changing slightly. Taking this. She stepped out. I heard faint words through the crack. Said no contact. Money donated. No, he won't see you. Bye. She returned, calm. Who was it? Susan asked. Spam. Maya clinked glasses with me. Drink. We drank. Outside the restaurant, George fought for the check. At the door, Susan whispered to Maya, then smiled at me. Jack, come over for dinner often. Will do. They left. Maya and I stood in the wind. That was Liam's mom? I asked. Maya looked surprised, then nodded. Yeah, wanted to apologize to you. I said no need. What else? Said Liam got a clerical job in a new city. Nobody knows his past. Maya paused. She said it's good. Fresh start. We walked down the street. Your parents changed their tune, I said. Reality checked Maya's side. Finding out Liam played them for 3 years shook them. They didn't blame me for being ruthless. They did. She was honest. But I fought with Dad. Asked him if it were me being slandered. Would he forgive so easily? What did he say? Nothing. Maya stopped. Jack, I've been thinking. If we start over now, we'll be different. I looked at her. Soft light on her face. Don't know, I said. But we can try. Her eyes lit up. Really? Rules, though. Name them. 1. Ask directly, don't guess. Okay. 2. Don't trust tears easily. Especially from cute guys? She teased. Especially from good actors, I corrected. 3. Haven't decided. Placeholder. She laughed. Deal. At her apartment building, she turned to me. So, what are we? You tell me. Probationary boyfriend? She winked. Acceptable. I nodded. 3-month trial. Bad performance. You return me. You have a trial too, she said. I can be returned too. Agreed. She went up. I walked to the curb to hail a cab. Travis sent a photo of his niece, a toddler grinning like the sun. Caption. New life is the best reconciliation. True. Cab arrived. Driver was listening to the news. City launching new anti-bullying initiative. Good, the driver muttered. About time. I looked out the window. City lights shining like parallel worlds. In some, lies and pain. In mine, cleanup complete, rebuilding started. Phone buzzed. Maya sent a photo of her law textbook and coffee. Caption. Probationary girlfriend studying overtime. You? I smiled. Probationary boyfriend heading home, thinking about breakfast. Bagels? Sure, bring me one. Will do. The car pulled up to my building. Story complete.